Ambassador Nadia Velasquez straightened. Her formal uniform, as the massive doors to the Caledrian High Council chamber slid open with a soft hiss. 6 months of preparation had led to this moment, humanity's first formal diplomatic engagement with the crystalline-skinned beings who had appeared in Earth's orbit last spring. "Remember Admiral Harrison?" whispered beside her. "No sudden movements. Their visual processing is different from ours." Nadia nodded, her heart hammering against her ribs. At 32, she was the youngest diplomat ever selected for first contact proceedings, her specialty in xenolinguistics making her the only logical choice. After the universal translators failed to properly interpret Caledrian speech patterns, the council chamber sparkled as light, refracted through the translucent architecture. 5 Caledrian counselors sat in a crescent formation, their skin shimmering like diamond dust beneath their ornate robes. But it was the figure standing to their right that caught Nadia's attention. Tall, with shoulders that tapered to a narrow waist, skin the color of pale amethyst that seemed to pulse with internal light. "Prince Terran, heir to the Caledrian Collective, will serve as your liaison," announced the central counselor. Voice melodic despite the formal tone, Tane stepped forward, eyes like swirling galaxies meeting hers. "Ambassador Velasquez," he said, his mouth forming the human words carefully. "I welcome you to Caledria Station." Something unexpected flickered in Nadia's chest as he extended his four-fingered hand, each digit ending in a small crystalline tip. She placed her palm against his, surprised by the warm vibration that passed between them. "The pleasure is mine, Your Highness," she replied. Using the Caledrian honorific she had studied for months, Terran's eyes widened fractionally. "You speak our language with unusual clarity for a human." The negotiations proceeded for hours. Discussions of trade possibilities, technological exchange limitations, and territorial boundaries in the shared solar system. Nadia found herself repeatedly drawn to Terran's thoughtful interjections, his diplomatic skill matched by unexpected humor that surfaced in subtle ways only she seemed to notice. As the session concluded, Terran approached her privately while the others gathered their materials. "Our species have much to learn from each other," he said softly. "Perhaps additional private discussions would be beneficial." Nadia felt the weight of Earth's expectations on her shoulders. Yet something else pulled at her curiosity. Yes, but something more primal, more dangerous. "I would welcome the opportunity," she answered carefully. "Tonight, then. The observation deck. It offers a view of your world that might provide perspective." Their fingers brushed as he handed her an access crystal, and Nadia couldn't miss the slight violet flush that colored his cheeks. She wondered if her own face betrayed similar reaction as she returned to the human quarters. Admiral Harrison congratulated her on navigating the complex first meeting. "They seem receptive," he noted, "particularly the prince." Nadia nodded, the small crystal warm in her pocket. "Yes," she murmured, "particularly the prince." Forbidden Ski's observation deck curved in a perfect half-sphere, offering an uninterrupted view of Earth hanging like a blue-green jewel against the blackness of space. Nadia found Terran already there, his crystalline form silhouetted against the stars. "On my world we have a saying," he said without turning. "To understand another's heart, first see through their eyes." Nadia moved beside him, close enough to feel the gentle vibration that all Caledrians emanated. "We have similar wisdom on Earth, yet our species fear each other." Terran turned to her, his galaxy eyes reflecting pinpoints of starlight. "My father believes humans are too unpredictable, too emotional for true alliance. Many on Earth believe Caledrians are coldly calculating, incapable of empathy," Nadia replied, watching his expression carefully. A smile quirked at his mouth. "Is that what you believe, Ambassador Velasquez?" "Nadia," she corrected softly. "And no. I've studied enough cultures to know appearances rarely reveal truth." Over the next 3 weeks, their secret meetings continued. Nadia learned that Caledrians experienced emotions with an intensity that would overwhelm most humans. Their crystalline biology amplifying feelings into physical sensations that rippled through their skin like light. "It's why we appear reserved," Terran explained one night, his fingers cautiously intertwined with hers. Without control, we would shatter. Nadia found herself sharing equally intimate details her childhood in the post-war rebuild zones. Her passion for languages that became her escape, her failed engagement to a fellow diplomat who couldn't understand her dedication. "You are a bridge builder," Taryn observed, tracing a finger along her palm, sending shivers up her arm. "As am I." Their conversations deepened as negotiations between their species grew increasingly tense. Resource allocation disputes threatened to collapse the fragile peace process. Yet in their private sanctuary, something else blossomed. "Your skin fascinates me," Turan admitted, his touch feather-light against her wrist. "So responsive to temperature, to touch." Nadia's breath caught as his fingers traced higher. "And yours seems almost alive with light," she whispered, when his lips finally met hers. The sensation was unlike anything she had experienced, a tingling warmth that spread from her mouth throughout her body, as though tiny stars were igniting beneath her skin. "This is forbidden," he murmured against her mouth. "Completely," she agreed. Pulling him closer, neither noticed the security drone hovering outside the observation window, its recording eye capturing every moment of their transgression. Back in her quarters, Admiral Harrison's message waited. "Emergency Council meeting tomorrow. New intelligence suggests Calidrian military mobilization. All diplomatic personnel on high alert." Nadia stared at the ceiling, Turan's taste still on her lips, wondering if she had compromised her duty or discovered the only path to true peace. "Stardust promises they're calling for your removal from the delegation," Admiral Harrison said, sliding a datapad across the table. "Rumors are circulating about inappropriate fraternization with Prince Turan." Nadia's stomach tightened. "Are there recordings?" "Nothing conclusive yet." Harrison's gaze was pointed. "But speculation alone is damaging enough. The Security Council believes you've been compromised." Later that evening, Taryn slipped into her quarters through a maintenance access, his normally luminous skin dimmed with concern. "My father's advisors are demanding I withdraw from negotiations," he said, pacing. "They claim humans are using personal manipulation techniques." Nadia laughed bitterly. "My superiors believe the same about you." When their eyes met, the absurdity of the situation dissolved the tension. Taryn moved to her, cupping her face with his crystalline hands. "I have never encountered anyone like you," he whispered. "Your mind, your heart, they call to me across the void between our species." Their kiss deepened, desire overwhelming caution. Nadia guided his hands to the fasteners of her uniform. "Show me," she breathed against his neck, feeling the vibration beneath his skin intensify. "How do Calidrians love?" His touch was hesitant at first, exploring the unfamiliar terrain of human anatomy with reverent curiosity. When their bodies finally joined, the crystalline structures in his skin illuminated, bathing them in soft purple light that pulsed in rhythm with their movements. Nadia gasped as unexpected sensations washed over her, not just physical pleasure, but emotional echoes of Turan's feelings, as though their consciousness briefly merged at the height of intimacy. "Is it always like this for your people?" she asked afterward, nestled against his faintly humming chest.
"Ow,"
he murmured into her hair. "This connection is ... unprecedented. Our scientists believe Calidrians evolved from crystalline life forms that communicated through vibrational resonance. With you, that ancient pathway has somehow reawakened."
"Yes."
As they lay intertwined, Taryn revealed the growing military pressure from Calidrian hardliners who viewed humans as a resource-hungry threat to galactic stability. "War would devastate both our species," Nadia said, tracing the luminous patterns across his shoulder. "Then we must become the solution our leaders cannot envision," Taryn replied. They formulated a plan-a-joint proposal that would benefit both worlds, with safeguards and shared oversight of critical resources. As dawn approached, Taryn reluctantly prepared to leave. "Be careful," Nadia warned. "We're being watched." Taryn paused at the doorway, his expression grave. "Whatever happens, remember this night. Remember that two different souls from across the stars found harmony where others saw only discord." After he left, Nadia accessed her secure terminal and began drafting their proposal, unaware of the gathering storm. Outside her quarters, Admiral Harrison reviewed security footage showing Terran entering her room, his expression hardening into cold determination. Nadia's world collapsed with 6 words: "Ambassador Velasquez, you are under arrest." Security officers surrounded her as she entered the negotiation chamber. Admiral Harrison, watching with stony eyes. "Charges of espionage and treason," he stated flatly. "Evidence suggests you've been passing classified information to Prince Turan through your ... liaisons." "That's absurd," Nadia protested as they confiscated her communications devices. "I've done nothing to save it for the tribunal," Harrison interrupted. "The Calidrians have been feeding us false intelligence while preparing for military action. Your relationship provided the perfect cover." As they escorted her away, Nadia caught a glimpse of Terran entering with the Calidrian delegation. Their eyes met briefly before guards pulled her through the doorway. Her cell aboard. The human vessel was Spartanly functional. Hours passed with no information, no contact. When the door finally opened, she expected interrogators. Instead, a junior communications officer slipped her a small, crystalline disc. "From the prince," he whispered. "I don't believe you're a traitor." After the officer left, Nadia activated the disc. Turan's holographic form appeared, his expression grave. "My father has placed me under house arrest," his projection explained. "They claim humans have manipulated me to reveal military secrets, an accusation fabricated by those who want war. The peace talks are collapsing, Nadia. I fear what comes next." 3 days later, alarms blared throughout the station. Through her small window, Nadia watched Calidrian warships decloaking, their crystalline hulls refracting menacing light. Admiral Harrison appeared at her cell, face ashen. "The Calidrians are demanding your extradition for trial on their world. Claiming you seduced their prince to extract state secrets. It's a pretext for war," Nadia said urgently. "There are factions on both sides who never wanted peace. Turan and I saved the encryption codes from your little love nest communications," Harrison interrupted, sliding a tablet through the cell barrier. "If there's anything that proves your innocence, now's the time." Nadia's fingers flew across the screen, accessing the proposal she and Terran had drafted. "HERA, complete resource-sharing framework, with protections for both species. We weren't plotting treason. We were creating the solution everyone claimed to want." Harrison studied the document, expression shifting from skepticism to grudging respect. "This is ... comprehensive. But the Calidrians are still demanding you face their justice." "Then let me go," Nadia said. "I trust Terran." "Your trust isn't the issue," Harrison replied grimly. "But maybe it's our only play." As the shuttle carried her toward the Calidrian flagship, Nadia watched Earth recede, wondering if she would ever see home again, if her faith in Turan would prove to be her final, fatal mistake. Celestial Union stood before the Calidrian High Council, wrists bound in luminescent restraints. 5 crystalline faces regarded her with expressions ranging from curiosity to open hostility. Conspicuously absent was King Vorith, Terran's father. "The human ambassador will explain her actions," announced the central counselor. Before Nadia could speak, the chamber doors burst open. Terran entered, followed by his father and a contingent of both Calidrian and human officials, including Admiral Harrison.
"Oh."
"This tribunal is unnecessary," Terran declared. His voice resonating through the chamber, King Vorith stepped forward, his ancient crystalline form catching the light in prismatic patterns. "My son has shown me truth where I saw only deception." Admiral Harrison moved beside Nadia, removing her restraints. "The intelligence suggesting Calidrian military preparation was falsified, supplanted by elements in both our governments who profit from conflict. While our leaders suspected betrayal," Turan continued. "Approaching Nadia, Ambassador Velasquez and I discovered harmony. Our proposal for resource sharing and cultural exchange has been accepted by both governing bodies." Nadia's eyes widened in disbelief. "How?" "Your encryption was impressive," Harrison said with grudging admiration. "But our technicians recovered enough of your joint work to recognize its value." Meanwhile, Prince Turan convinced his father to examine the evidence of sabotage. King Vorith's crystalline features softened as he observed his son standing protectively near Nadia. I see now what my son discovered, that differences need not divide us, but can strengthen the whole. The negotiations that followed transformed the fragile peace into a robust alliance. Earth provided biological innovations, while Calidrians shared crystalline technology that revolutionized Earth's energy crisis. Cultural exchanges flourished, though none quite like the one between Nadia and Tren, 6 months later. They stood together on the same observation deck where their relationship began. Earth and Calidria's shared space station, visible in the distance physical manifestation of their united vision. My people have a bonding ceremony, Terran said, taking her hands in his. Not unlike your marriage, though it involves a partial merging of crystalline essences. He hesitated. It has never been attempted between our species. Nadia smiled, remembering their first intimate connection. But we've already proven the impossible is merely waiting to be discovered. Their ceremony combined traditions from both worlds. When Terran pressed a small fragment of his crystalline form into Nadia's palm, it merged with her skin, creating an opalescent patch that pulsed in rhythm with both their heartbeats. In return, she gave him a pendant containing her DNA, which his body absorbed, creating unique red-tinged patterns beneath his surface. In you, I have found my complementary element, Terran whispered in the ancient Calidrian bonding phrase. In you. I have discovered my cosmic home, Nadia responded in kind, as representatives from both worlds applauded. Nadia and Terran sealed their union with a kiss that bridged galaxies of difference, proving that love's gravity could pull together even the most distant stars aboard the observation deck of the new joint embassy. They watched shuttles travel between their worlds, carrying the promise of cooperation born from their unlikely love. A diplomat's most successful negotiation and a prince's most revolutionary act.